Hello, everybody, and welcome to a December 2nd edition of the Establish the Run NBA Injury Report Analysis Show. My name is Michael Locke. I'm joined with Mike Gallagher. Mike, how was your Thanksgiving weekend?
It was fantastic. I had some nice family time on Thursday. Went hiking with Saul on Friday. Hiked Camelback on Saturday, and it was a good props weekend. We went 21-9, I believe, over the weekend. So yeah, really nice weekend. Not a crazy week. We got a big NBA Cup day coming up tomorrow, but this is a wacky four gamer, man. A lot of Q tags. We're still waiting on 2 injury reports. They're gonna have stuff on them. So this is a pretty tricky one. So we'll have a lot to talk about in just a smaller slate today.
Yeah, I'm still trying to fully get introduced on how I'm going to be involved here. So I tried to hop in first thing and check the overnight stuff. And man, right away I saw these were going to be really tough.
For sure.
All right, obviously I got somebody here fixing the sprinklers, and the dogs are going to react to that. So we're working with all the stuff right now. So we're working out the kinks. So
cool.
Appreciate all that support. So we're going to move on to the Miami and Boston game. Jimmy Butler did roll his ankle last night. They did rule him out on the report. Other out tags on Christopher Jovic, Josh Richardson, and Ware. Probable tag on Kevin Love is very notable. Available for Terry Rozier. What do you think of the Miami side?
Yeah, so Jimmy tweaked his knee late last night. He's out, as you noted. So yeah, they're not going to have him. And there's also some injuries to the front court. Nikola Jovic being out, and Khalil Ware is also out. So that thins them out a little bit in the front court. And we saw last time Butler was out for 4 games. They were starting Kevin Love at the 4 and Highsmith at the 3. Now, without Khalil Ware and without Jovic, I think there's a pretty decent chance that they just put Love as the backup 5. A, it's a back-to-back for Love. And B, like, they just need the bodies down there. So I kind of think they go up to Terry Rozier here. Rozier's been playing okay. So I think he's back in the starting lineup. There's a chance they maybe flip-flop him and Duncan. But for now, I'm expecting basically Rozier to slide into Jimmy Butler's spot. That'll up. Jaime Jaquez is also a candidate to start. I think they still keep Pele Larson off the bench. I think they like him behind Highsmith. So that's mostly it. We should see a bigger Alec Burks role. Might start. It's Miami, so you can never feel pretty good about who's going to start. So we'll be waiting for that Miami Heat tweet 30 minutes before tip. But yeah, no Jimmy. Probably missing multiple games here. Pretty legit injury. Was already dealing with the back injury, but the knee thing, we saw him dealing with it late last night. So yeah, he could miss additional time. So if you have a weekly lineup, depending on what your other options are, you might want to consider sitting Jimmy out.
Totally agree there. And on the Boston side, I knew this one was going to be exciting right away when I checked out this game. We do have out tags for Drew, Horford, and Porzingis. Questionable tags on Derek White, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. Last night, I noted in the Slack that Brown and White had sat. Sometimes I get the sense that the Celtics do these like hockey shifts sometimes. One of my immediate thoughts, and you had mentioned it in there also, it wouldn't shock us if Tatum got ruled out here. He did get the Q tag kind of late. I think that's an interesting thought here. What do you think about the Boston Celtics today?
Yeah, we were doing the minutes before we got the injury report, and I was like, hey, I think Tatum's going to pop up on there today. And lo and behold, he's on there. Their top 6 guys are on the injury report. Derek White, probably the most likely to miss. He had the injury on Friday. They tagged him yesterday. He missed. They ruled him out pretty early, didn't warm up. So he's got a legit injury here. And then Jaylen Brown wasn't listed yesterday, and he missed without any note. They were just like, oh, he's out. Didn't give us any warning there. So this was crazy. Perhaps one of the biggest surprises that we've seen. We barely projected Drew Peterson for minutes yesterday, and we had them pretty big. We had we got this dead wrong. We say shout out to me when we're right, but we got this way wrong. We had a lot of Neemias Queta minutes yesterday. He didn't play at all. This was a pretty big surprise, but now they don't have Horford. Now that they have Porzingis. So you would think Neemias Queta should start. That's usually been the guy they go to there. So expecting him to start for sure. And then I still think Derek White sits. We'll see about Jane. We'll see about Jason. They might sit everyone. So the next takeaway would be okay, Peyton Pritchard's probably come off the bench. I think that they're going to bring him off the bench regardless. And we joke that, they'll do the Draymond Green thing where someone fouls right away and brings him in just to keep that 6 man a year case a little bit stronger. So whatever the case may be, Peyton Pritchard's going to play a lot of minutes, going to get a lot of shots in a matchup that's not great, but Miami does give up a decent amount of threes. Sam Hauser probably starting either way, regardless of Jay's status. And then we'll see. Drew Peterson might start again. It's really tough to say, but no Drew. They're getting pretty thin here. It could be a really big role for Jason Tatum, but again, they could manage him. They've been, giving him pretty full minutes here off a tough loss last night to the Cavs. But yeah, really unclear situation. And honestly, after missing this so badly yesterday, I don't really have a lot of confidence. They basically, we'll see like Blake Shyman, all these guys, JD Davis might play. Like it's pretty gross if all these guys miss, and they might just shut it all down here today.
Yeah, always fascinating what they decide to roll out with there in Boston. My gut says Brown plays, Tatum sits, and White also sits, but that's obviously just whatever I'm predicting. So
yeah, we'll see. He was sick yesterday, so we'll see if Brown could suit up. But yeah, I don't have a great
sickness
feel.
could be
Never
the easiest way to place a fake injury tag these days too. Also,
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's all fun and games with the injury report. We know that. So
always.
All right, moving on to the Pelicans at the Hawks here. We got out tags on Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, and Zion Williams. Doubtful on Herb Jones. Q tag on Brandon Ingram. What are you thinking about Ingram today and the other rotation notes for the Pelicans?
Yeah, so Ingram's dealing with 2 injuries. He has an ankle and calf soreness, so there's a chance that he is back today, as noted with the Q tag. Bit of a surprise. I thought they'd sit him. Going back a couple pressers ago, Willie Green said they were, quote, hopeful he would play on this road trip. This is their last game of their road trip, and they're off until Thursday. So I still kind of think they sit him here, but hey, they upgraded him, so we have him in projections for now. Other than that, Trey Murphy not listed. He hasn't played a back-to-back all season, so he'll be out there. I think his minutes could be held in check a little bit, recovering from that preseason hamstring injury. So for now, if BI's in, we're expecting the starting lineup to be, pretty much their starters for now as we wait for Zion. DeJounte, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Brandon Ingram, and Yves Missi. And then we'll see guys like Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Javonte Green, and Antonio Reeves. Alfred Payton's role gets smaller. This team's so bad, man. They are the league worst, 8.1 points against the spread worse. They're getting housed. They got destroyed last night. They get blown out so much. Like the fact that the Hawks are 10-point favorites just really says how bad this Pelicans team is. But yeah, they are somewhat healthy without Zion. Also should note Herb Jones, who was practicing before Ingram was last week, is doubtful. So that's kind of a wink that he should be back on Thursday. So they very, 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 very badly need Herb Jones. Their defense is a disaster, especially at the rim, even catch and shoot, even transition. Like they are bottom 3 in like every tracking stat. So the Hawks are going to have kind of a field day on their hands, I think, especially, if they're going to put Trey Murphy, who's not a good defender, in the first unit.
Yeah, this team is just falling apart and just keeps piecing itself back together and tries to keep the train rolling. But yep, love to see that. All right, so let's go over to the Hawks side here. Probable tag on Bogdanovich, probable tag on Trae Young, out with Cody Zeller. What do we got on notes for the Hawks?
Not too much here. As you said, Bogdan did miss that back-to-back game over the weekend, and DeAndre Hunter did play in the back-to-back. For those of you who are in the prop streets with us, man, we had a tough L, man. For those who aren't in the prop sheets, we had DeAndre Hunter under 20.5 points plus rebounds, and he got freaking 9 points in the final 140.
Yikes.
Give us a really, really, really tough L. Sad because he was managing this back-to-back. It was a good bet, but hey, good bets lose all the time. It's tough L. Yes, I'm still tilting about it. So yeah, Trey, I think Trey's going to get listed with this thing for the foreseeable future. Got that $100K fine when they sat him out in the NBA Cup game. NBA didn't like that there. So Trey will get tagged. Minutes have been pretty full, diming like a madman. I think he's had 25.5 potential assists in his last 5 games. He's been truly incredible. So yeah, Bogdan will be back, playing pretty full minutes too. So that'll take Big Krejci out. That'll take Garrison Matthews out. But yeah, Hunter, that's kind of their core 9 there with Buffkins playing great. Buffkins had some pretty good games for them. Really, the last 2, he's had some big defensive plays. He's really carved out. I thought that he could get squeezed a bit, but he's kind of earned those non-Trey minutes for now.
I did miss a question in the chat. I don't mind circling back real quick. So on the Pelicans side, do you think DeJounte is going to play his full set of minutes, or do you think there's any limitations there?
The limitation will be blowout.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's been pretty full. He's run pretty bad with fouls and blowout. So they've run in longer stints. There's really no indication he's going to be limited. So we've got him basically full, but we took points off for blowout, minutes off for blowout. So yeah, he's good. It's a hand injury. There's not as much of a severe ramp up like hamstrings, all that stuff. So yeah, I wasn't surprised to see him not listed at all. yeah, like I said, I was expecting Trey to get on there because he has a hamstring. Those things are managed a bit more. But yeah, DeJounte is good to go. It's just a matter of the Pelicans could actually, keep this game close.
All right, agreed there. So, all right, so these next two games both have only one team that have listed. Do you have a preference on whether you'd start with Minnesota or Chicago?
I don't know if the Nets listed while we were chatting. I think I saw
I
somebody talking about
I
it.
meant to check
No,
the
that's
2
cool.
o'clocks.
We could do the teams that have listed.
All right, so let's start with the Bulls side of that game with the Nets there. Kobe White with the big Q tag is the main point here. Patrick Williams is out. Any other notes or thoughts on the Chicago rotation?
Yeah, pretty much good to go. The big surprise over the weekend was Lonzo Ball. He played way more than we thought. Billy Donovan said before the game that they were expecting to play 15 to 16 minutes. That was kind of what they had penciled in, basically for the foreseeable future. But they ran him up there. He played 22 minutes after the game. Billy Donovan said that they got the clearance from the medical staff to play him more. So, yeah, we kind of are middling that a little bit for minutes on Lonzo. We went with 19 minutes because they probably want to keep him 15, 16 again. I think it's a chance, but there's a chance they play him more. He's looked good. They've got all the clearance, all that stuff. So, yeah. And then the other note was, man, Modest Buzelis almost out of the rotation again here. Just can't get it going, man. Can't really get in Billy Donovan's good graces. Really need a Bulls trade here. They're 8-13 to free him up. But yeah, other than that, we're in pretty good shape. And yeah, the Nets did file. If you wanted to add anything, I could kind of just take it off the top.
Yeah, no, go ahead with that.
Okay, yeah. So the Nets, I'll just put this. Okay, we'll leave it. We get the box score up here. They have a really full injury report. The big one, they only have one questionable tag, which is nice, and that is Cam Johnson, who rolled his ankle. This isn't the same ankle that cost him time last week. It's the other one, but he says he's going to try to play. So we have him in projections for now. It's a left ankle sprain. He sprained his right ankle early last week as well. So yeah, did roll it not terribly, but yeah, he's Q. I kind of think he misses. And then also we've got a long out tag list. Noah Clowney's going to miss a few more games. He was in a boot last week. Dorian Finney-Smith out again. I thought he may be able to return here on a back-to-back. He's not back yet. Ben Simmons listed out with a back injury that was going to manage him regardless, but he also tweaked his knee last night. So he's listed with back and knee soreness. Not good. I think he's going to miss multiple games. And then Zaire hurt his knee, listed with a left knee sprain. He's probably out. Or he is out. Well, I'm saying out for like multiple games here. But no. So yeah, that's a lot of. Then obviously Cam Thomas also out. He's out for a couple weeks with a hamstring pull. So we're left with not much. Nick Claxton not listed. I had the wrong box up. My bad. Let me get the right one up. Sorry about that. 1 second. They played the Magic 2 games in a row. I got the wrong match box score up there. So yeah, Nick Claxton somewhat surprisingly started, and he's not listed today. Minutes were pretty good out of him out of 28. A lot of talk about him being a bigger screener there. So yeah, the starting lineup. Dennis Schroeder returned from his personal injury. He'll be back and starting. Nick Claxton should be starting. Cam will start if he can. Jalen Wilson should start and probably play a pretty good bit there. And then, who starts after that? I would guess based on the minutes that he played yesterday, Keon Johnson would probably start there. Give them another wing defender. Overall, they don't really need a big wing defender for the Bulls. So, yeah, I think Keon starts. Shake will have a pretty big role off the bench. We'll see if Derek Whitehead gets in the rotation here. Also, a candidate would be Tyrese Martin, who played way fewer minutes than I thought. So he'll be in the rotation. And then we may get to Derek Whitehead, one of the top high school prospects a couple years ago, has been injured and barely playing at all. So we may get him in the rotation. This team is down quite bad. But the good news is they get the Bulls. The Bulls are, one of the worst defenses in the NBA. They play really, really fast, give up huge points totals. So, yeah, a lot of opportunities here in what should be a very, very thinned out rotation.
I know this isn't the strategy show, but Shake Milton just pops to me so much in this matchup and opportunity that I was glad you got around to him. So interested to see how this rotation works out, and that sounds great. All right, so let's move over.
Yeah, real quick, the Friday show, I really talked him up, and a couple of our subs hit him, and he had a game. So shout out Shake and shout out to those who played him. That was a nice play.
Shout out to you. Alrighty. So I don't think the Lakers have submitted yet, so we're gonna skip them for now. Dillingham with the Q tag. Joe Ingles out. Otherwise, not a lot listed for the Timberwolves here. Any news or notes on that rotation?
Yeah, the note is the Dillingham thing was a late ad, but he was basically out anyways. We know Chris Finch says they have quote unquote 8 starters. And I mean, they basically have one real Rudy Gobert, man, Dink and I have flag planted him twice last week, and he played, I think, 44 minutes of the Houston game and then 43 minutes in regulation, and he still couldn't get it. We had an over on him because we knew he'd play a lot. Tough. Another good bet by us that lost. Tough scene, getting 43 minutes out of this guy, and he can't score 11 points. But I digress. Actually, no, we need 10 points. We only need one more basket. Dillingham probably out anyways. Like I said, they're running this 8-man rotation. So it'll be the same rotation more or less. And Mike Conley's playing a ton, man. We saw him miss that toe sprain for some time, but besides that missed time, he's been routinely hitting 30 minutes. They seem quite comfortable with him. A lot of the Chris Finch talk is about quote unquote structure in their offense. That is coach speak for, hey, we need to play Mike Conley and have him run more often. So really needed to win. Best defensive game they've had, I think, since November 10th. Not surprising. Hey, Rudy Gobert plays 43 minutes and your defense is great. Yes, the Clippers offense is kind of meh, but Rudy Gobert, people like to clown on him, but that dude could play some defense.
Yeah, and that defense is going to be necessary tonight. So why don't we just hit on the Lakers theoretically, I guess?
We could do
because, the reality is AD and LeBron in a back-to-back is a reoccurring thing. I know Reeves, I think, rolled his ankle, is probably going to be out here. So, is there any risk for back-to-back? Are you thinking like a 0% or like a 10% AD or LeBron situation today?
Yeah, so on Friday, Austin Reeves hurt his back really badly. JJ Redick said he was going to be in pain all weekend, missed the last game, didn't really have a chance to play, probably going to miss again. And then the illnesses for Cam Reddish kept him out. D'Angelo Russell illness kept him out. So, yeah, they were real thin, and they went tight like a tiger here. Rui 40, Max Christie off the bench, who would play a lot. I mean, they're going to need a wing defender for Anthony Edwards. So I think Cam got a late cue as well, which is a sign he's like just starting to get sick. So it's a pretty good indication to me that Cam Reddish is like probably doubtful here and missing. Like I said, I don't really have a great read on Reeves, but quick rollout, and that thing looked bad. He's going to be sore for sure for probably a few more days. Maybe he plays through it, but decent chance all these guys miss. We know AD's been getting tagged probable with that plantar fascia issue, so he'll get tagged. Which tag he gets, I don't know. There's a chance that they sit him here. I think there's a chance, given it's back-to-back. LeBron has been pretty good here and there. He's had a couple bad games, bad shooting games, had some really sloppy turnovers, hasn't played like himself. And then also with all these injuries, we saw Gabe Vincent play a ton of minutes, played 32 minutes, played great. After the game, JJ Redick said he was really, really good. So he's kind of back to life as well. But yeah, we'll see. But definitely expecting one of those three, Cam Reddish, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell to miss. It might be all three again, in which case we get all these guys. And then if one of those guys is back, Jalen Hood-Schifino for sure. Any of those three, I think Hood-Schifino goes bye-bye. And then if more come back, we'll start seeing, Max Christie's minutes come down, Gabe Vincent's minutes come down. But yeah, for now, we don't really know exactly what which of those three are going to out. But I would say Cam's most likely to miss, then Reeves, then D'Lo.
Someone in the chat said the Lakers did file. I'm not able to find it. But in either case, I agree with everything you said there, and it should be interesting to see how it plays out this evening.
Yeah, they did file. Okay, I got it here. Yep. We got Austin Reeves questionable, Jalen Hood-Schifino questionable, D'Angelo Russell probable. Okay, so there we go.
Yeah, so Russell probable.
Out. Yep.
But and no AD or LeBron.
AD probable. Yep.
AD probable. Cool.
Pretty much good.
Just checking
Thanks,
there.
Chat for the shout. Can't keep track on news here when we're talking.
Sounds good. All right. I think. See here. I think that's going to be it for today, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's it. We got a little mini 4-gamer here. A lot of news coming. This is going to be a really, really tricky slate. But yeah, nice to see D'Lo is back. Like I said, we're probably. I think Reddish is going to probably miss, like we were saying there. So yeah, this is going to be a tricky slate. It's nice though. We got you look at this slate, it's tight. You got a half an hour window for the 4 games. So we'll get a lot of compressed news, enjoy some nice little 4 gamers here. But yeah, pretty, kind of a crappy slate, honestly.
Should be plenty of value though. I mean, I bet the value condenses a little too hard in some places, and that's always interesting.
Yep, for sure. We'll wrap it up here, but let's get the old promos in here. Yeah, like I said, the prop streets have been good. We have bounced back here. 21-9 over the weekend, really hot. We should have been better. We had a couple really tough L's, so really like how we're performing. And the prop sheet projections have been on point. I feel like we've been really dialed in, not counting the Boston game that I mentioned yesterday. So shout out to everyone on the team. Dink is traveling right now, coming back from Florida. So he'll be back for the DFS show with me. We'll cover the 4-game slate, talk through all this injury stuff that we should have more clarity on, especially on the net side. We should get more news on the Lakers, and then we should have the Boston injuries. We'll talk through that with a little bit more clarity. Try to put you guys in the best spot on the DFS side there. So yeah, and then obviously if you're listening to this, you want to keep this show free, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the like button. Dink says caress it, whatever. No caressing here.
I almost asked Dink, is that his bit or do I need to do that bit? I want to constantly bring up they need to hit the like button and they should subscribe to the channel, but like it is a full bit that I don't know, is it my thing now or is that his thing?
No, it's Dink's thing for sure.
Yeah, I'll let that be Dink's
likes
bit.
the like button stuff.
Smash that like button.
But yeah, that's his thing. So I'm not that. I want to smash the like button. So I appreciate you guys. We're gonna get out of here on that. So we'll catch you guys on the DFS show later, and we'll see you tomorrow. I think Dink and I are back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to break down, like I said, a very, very big NBA Cup slate. We'll talk through all the scenarios. There's a lot of stuff to talk through. So appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.